Beneath leaves, inside trees, and deep below the soil, another world is always moving. Cities rise without blueprints. Armies march without commanders. Millions of lives connect through instinct, scent, and constant motion. Some build, some hunt, some defend with pain, powerful enough to stop predators many times their size. Hidden almost everywhere on Earth, ants have turned cooperation into survival. In the humid forests of the Americas, traffic never stops. A line forms, bends, and holds together. Each ant carrying a fragment of green that is larger than itself. The colony moves with the steadiness of a slow river. These are leafcutter ants. They are farmers. The leaves are not a meal, but fuel for a crop. In chambers below, they feed a cultivated fungus, and in return, it produces tiny nutrient-rich bodies that nourish the colony. Adults sip plant juices and fungus-derived fluids. The larvae receive the solid food. The system is shared and efficient. Together, they sustain a system of farming, transport, cleaning, and care. Millions of tiny decisions, repeated without pause, keep the colony alive. What emerges is more than a swarm of insects. It is a functioning society built beneath the forest floor. Division of labor runs through every step. Small workers ride the leaf fragments, tending them and defending the carrier from parasitic flies that hover in the forest air. Mid-sized workers cut and transport. Larger ants patrol and keep the paths clear. Each caste has a shape and a job, tuned by evolution to the work at hand. The tools are simple and precise. Strong mandibles slice through tough veins. While cutting, some workers vibrate their bodies. This stridulation makes the blade bite more easily and may help coordinate nearby workers. Over time, their effort etches long-lasting highways through the undergrowth, guided by chemical trails that fade and are refreshed as the flow of ants changes. Underground, the scale becomes clear. A mature nest can spread over many meters and sink deep into the soil. Hundreds of chambers hold gardens arranged for airflow and moisture. Shafts act as vents. Warm, humid air drifts up. Cooler air sinks. The colony steers this invisible weather to keep the fungus at a stable temperature and humidity. Hygiene is constant work. The gardens are kept clean. Cut leaves are chewed and washed before planting. Refuse is carried to dedicated dumps, often at the nest margins, and some workers specialize in handling this waste and little else. On their bodies live actinomycete bacteria that produce antibiotics. These help keep a parasitic fungus, Escovopsis, from overrunning the crop. The ants groom one another, spreading protection through the colony. Foraging is careful rather than random. Scouts test new plants and bring back small samples. If the fungus responds well, recruitment increases. If it declines, the ants change course. In this way, the garden gives feedback to the workers that feed it. The farm and the farmers act together. The queen sits at the center of this system. After the first heavy rains, winged males and future queens take to the air. A young queen mates once, then carries a tiny pellet of her ancestral fungus in her mouth to start a new garden underground. She can store sperm for years, raising a first generation of small workers from the energy of her own reserves. From a quiet chamber, a city grows. Their impact on the forest is broad. These ants are among the dominant herbivores here. They remove a steady share of fresh leaves day after day. In doing so, they prune trees and shrubs, open small gaps for light, and feed countless decomposers with their waste piles. The earth they move and mix changes how water runs off, how roots spread, and how nutrients cycle. Even the roads they build shape the community around them. Trails become corridors for seeds, spores, and other insects. Predators learn the schedule, so do parasites. The colony adjusts. Traffic thickens in the cool of morning and evening, and slows in heavy rain, when wet leaves are less manageable and the risk of contamination rises. Efficiency emerges from simple rules. Workers follow pheromone cues and self-organize into lanes that reduce collisions. They choose leaf pieces that balance weight and speed. Nothing is overseen by a single mind, yet the result is ordered. The colony behaves like a single organism with many hands. Here, industry is quiet and continuous. The forest gives, and the ants return it in another form. The cycle turns beneath our feet, mostly unseen. Across the world, ant colonies are built on the same idea. No individual survives alone for long. The colony functions as a system, and every ant inside it carries part of the work. At the center is the queen. In most species, she is the colony's only permanent source of new workers. Early in her life, she leaves the nest during a brief mating flight, mates once, and stores enough sperm to produce offspring for years. Some queens may live for decades underground, rarely seeing the outside world again. Around her gather the workers. Most are female, but unlike the queen, they do not reproduce. Their bodies and behavior are shaped for labor. Some forage beyond the nest, following scent trails through soil, roots, and vegetation. Others remain below ground, tending larvae, cleaning chambers, feeding nestmates, or repairing tunnels after rain and collapse. In many species, workers are not all the same size. Small workers move through narrow chambers and care for brood. Larger workers carry food, excavate soil, or defend important entrances. In some ants, massive soldiers develop oversized heads and powerful mandibles specialized for combat. Each caste performs a different role, yet no ant oversees the others. Coordination emerges through constant interaction. Communication is mostly chemical. As ants move, they leave pheromone trails behind them. A successful path to food becomes reinforced with every passing worker. Danger creates a different signal. Alarm pheromones can spread through a colony in seconds, changing the behavior of thousands of ants almost instantly. Touch also matters. Ants tap antennae against one another to exchange information and recognize members of their own colony. Food and chemical cues pass mouth to mouth in a process called trophallaxis, allowing nutrients and signals to circulate together through the nest. Inside the colony, work never fully stops. Eggs become larvae. Larvae become pupae. New workers emerge pale and soft before their exoskeleton hardens. Older workers often take greater risks outside the nest, while younger ants remain deeper underground where conditions are more stable. To the outside world, a colony may appear chaotic. But beneath the movement lies a simple structure repeated across thousands of species: reproduction, labor, defense, communication, and care. From deserts to rainforests, ants have adapted these same foundations into radically different societies. Some build underground farms, some wage raids across the forest floor. Others stitch leaves into nests suspended high above the ground. The rules remain familiar. The outcomes do not. Yet the world of ants extends far beyond a single colony. Some species evolved powerful weapons, others strange bodies or unusual ways of surviving. Pushing the limits of what an ant can become, bullet ants are among the largest ants in the rainforest, but their reputation comes from something else entirely. Hidden beneath the dark body and slow movement is one of the most painful stings in the insect world. When threatened, the ant drives a stinger into the skin and releases a powerful venom called puneratoxin. The pain arrives almost instantly, sharp, electric, and deeply intense. Victims often describe it as burning waves that spread through the entire limb. Unlike many insect stings that fade quickly, the effects of a bullet ant can last for hours, sometimes even an entire day. The body reacts violently. Muscles may twitch uncontrollably. Sweating, shaking, nausea, and temporary paralysis can follow. For small animals, the venom can be overwhelming. For the colony, it is an effective defense that few predators choose to challenge twice. In the rainforests of Central and South America, that painful warning allows these ants to move through the undergrowth with surprisingly little interference. You have already seen the farmers of the forest floor cutting leaves to feed the fungus beneath their nests. But elsewhere in the rainforest, another kind of ant uses those same leaves very differently. Weaver ants do not cut leaves apart. They pull them together. High in the trees, workers gather along the edges of living leaves and lock themselves into chains. Slowly, the gaps close. Other ants arrive carrying larvae in their jaws. The larvae produce silk, and the workers use it like thread, stitching the leaves into a sealed nest suspended above the forest floor. Entire colonies spread through the canopy this way, hidden among branches and sunlight. Trails connect tree to tree overhead, forming an aerial network that moves with the wind itself. Where leafcutters build below the ground, weaver ants build above it, turning the forest canopy into living architecture. More than 14,000 species of ants are known to science, and many more likely remain undiscovered beneath forests, deserts, and canopies across the planet. Together, their numbers are almost impossible to imagine. At any given moment, quadrillions of ants move through the world, carrying, building, defending, farming, hunting. No single ant understands the colony around it, but together they create structures far larger than themselves.